computer. Let's turn that sound down. What is going on, everybody? What? Look at me, not playing my standard freemium music I normally rock with at the beginning. Zeno and Robert already here having a crazy conversation. Hey, gang. What the? Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, here's that drawing we did last week. Let me just put that away. Alright, so this week, no OCs. This week is purely fan art. So what am I doing, y'all? If anybody has any suggestions or things that they would like to have illustrated, please write so in the chat bubble section. I forgot to share that I was doing this on like my main page on Facebook. So there we go. That's been done. Switch back to this. Handler, a good one too. Khalifa. Ooh, Khalifa's good. Let me go get some reference of Khalifa. Copy image. That took me forever to find. Here we go. Alright, so we've got Khalifa. And who else are we drawing today? I can't say. Battle Chatelaine. So how about someone wants attention? The Spanish Inquisition? But nobody expects that. From Persona 5, she's the closest I can think of to Khalifa. Just seriously, write them down. Write down what you want me to draw, and I'll start sketching it out. But you don't need to, like, the thing is that you don't need to look for somebody that will fuse well with Khalifa. I'll do the fusion. Like, sometimes it's fun to grab two things that are totally different. Makoto Najima. Yeah. Makoto is pretty cool. Oh, internet. It's hard looking up reference for things on the internet sometimes, because all you get is porn. Should I draw? Okay, hold on a second. Chrono from Chrono Trigger. Ah, I'm totally playing Chrono Cross music right now too. Chrono from Chrono Trigger is a good one. So let's see, how am I gonna fuse all these characters together? Let me copy this. last one will be Chrono. I think I can put that. Dang it. Hold on. Let me make some more space. That's what the internet's for, right? Obviously. Think of all the poor fan artists out there that would be out of a job if it weren't for sweet internet porn. Poor guys and girls. Like Sakimi-chan making her $640,000 a year off of that. I was thinking Makoto as queen, but this will do. Yeah, alright, let's try and find a way to fuse all these characters. Alright. I'm going to start off in a little corner. I'm going to do like... Oh, let's make my brush a little smaller, actually. Oh, no. Come on, brush size. There we go. So let's make this a little bit smaller. And I'll do like a little sketch in the top corner. Okay. She's got a long neck, so let's make her have a really long neck. Very thin, too. She looks very elegant, this Makoto character. It seems too straight on. Let's see if I can't, like, find something that's a little more, like, dynamic. Alright, let's do something like that. Make my brush just a little bigger. There we go. As Queen Makoto pretty much forgoes elegance and puts a fist in your face. This is true, but I'm going to find a way to fuse these three like this. Smaller legs than that. It's because I like drawing my girls with thicker legs, but this girl does not have thicker legs. This isn't dynamic anymore. Let's try this again. Ooh, boy. My computer had a lot of trouble erasing that one. You know, you buy a new computer and you put a lot of money in it, and it just doesn't last. Alright, let's try this again. I'm just going to turn the light on. It might not look dark for you, but for me, I'm having a hard time seeing things. There we go. That's much better. I like thick legs. Yeah, me too. That's what I'm used to usually drawing. So that's why this character is gonna most probably end up having them. Alright, so now let's put our fist here. I've never played Persona 5. I bought it. I had the special edition to it for the PlayStation, and well, yeah, it only came out for that. And originally, I really wanted to play it, but I never had the time to play it because I'm always busy, always drawing. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I can't. I'll never play this. So I sold my special edition to it, and I don't play anything on my PlayStation. I only use my Nintendo Switch, really. And it's just because I, like, when I go to my day job to help pay them bills, I I play the Switch while I'm on the bus or while I'm waiting during my lunch and stuff like that. Alright, now we can give her a sweet samurai sword. You know what? This is really going to make me think of a character from Rival Schools, I think. Just because it's going to have that combat vibe to it. I'm going to give her... Do I give her, like, you know, those, like, shorts that girls wear when they do training and they're wearing, like, skirts? Or do I just give her panties? It's hard to think of stuff like that. Like, what works best? Well, they both have bracers, so she's definitely going to get bracers. I'm going to give her a bandana for sure. Let me just get in on her face real quick. I can go for both. Both, 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 both. I feel like if I say both, I sound like an asshole. I could go for both. Oh, and he's got a lovely little scarf. That'll look nice on her. Let's put it covering her face a little. I'm gonna switch up the beads a little bit. Let's try putting something else on that's got a little more like... Alright. Because this looks like she's wearing almost like a school uniform, right? So I'm gonna give her that. I'm currently in Hong Kong. Oh man, Zeno, you're like all over the world. Every week you're in a new adventure. And yet you still have time to come hang out with me for an hour. Thanks, man. It's fun. Last I heard, China was ready to fight there. Hold on. I think I missed a bunch of this. Are you okay over there, Zeno? Oh wow, what's happening over there? It's not exactly safe over there. It's actually around 7 in the morning, so I have plenty of time. Last I heard, China was ready to fight there. The protests against a certain law that could take in foreigners as political prisoners in mainland China. I'm due to fly back in 2 weeks, but if the protesters pull the airport stunt again, when that happens, I'm stuck. Oh man. China. Well, I hope that you'll be okay, Zeno. That's messed up. Oh, my eraser's way too big. I'm sure you'll get out and everything will be fine, Zeno. Am I wrong for saying that Hong Kong should be an independent country? Oh boy. I'm not getting in on this conversation. This music's from Cadence of Hyrule, and this song in particular really made me think of the Gremlins. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can't give her the same kind of haircut she's got, but oh, I can get rid of this. But drawn to look kind of Dragon Ball Z-ish. Which kind of makes me think of Makoto from Street Fighter 3. Alright. Wait, I forgot to fight Chun-Li and Fei Long. Oh boy. Besides, well, I don't know if you'd end up fighting Chun-Li. She's like never in China. Being part of Interpol, she seems to be all around the world but China. Because everything's kind of in on this drawing, I think I'm going to bring this leg in here. Let's do something like this. That way I can have the sword come out. Admittedly, I would have to do more research on its history since it was formerly a British colony. Oh my goodness. I know nothing. Nothing about China. It'd be fun to learn a bunch about different historical places, but I just don't. All I do is spend my time drawing. Let's make her a little smaller. Maybe I can maybe I can keep it the same size. Only put her more on an angle. Like this side looks like I might be able to make it a little bigger. Cool. Alright, I think this thing is ready to be sketched out. I mean, I know that was a sketch right there, but I'll do like a nicer sketch on top of it. Oh my goodness. This computer of mine. Come on. There we go. I just care about the food and cheaper video games. Yeah, Honkai Impact comes from China. Or is it? I thought it was a Chinese game. But that game is awesome. I've never played it, but I just saw like the trailers for it and it looks really cool. I managed to grab Kirby Star Allies and Super Mario Maker 2. Oh, nice. I kind of, like, I always wanted Kirby Star Allies. Kirby Superstar was one of my favorite games of all time. Okay, let me just write the names down. Khalifa X P5 Makoto X Chrono. There we go. Actually, I'm just gonna give her like a bandana in the background. don't know if I like her leg like that. I feel like this should come up like that, going like this, but having the foot there looks weird. I feel like this needs to go back, so then we would have the feet here. There we go. Have you ever played the Romance of the Three Kingdoms game? No, I don't have a lot of time to play video games. Unfortunately, I'm always drawing. But I have heard of it. Can't wait for Banjo and Kazooie for Smash. Like even Smash, there's a good example. I bought Smash, I paid for all the DLC to come in the future, all excited that I'm like, yeah, alright, let's do this, Smash for life. And I played it like crazy, like the first month it came out. And then I was like, oh, I have to start working on my comic, and I haven't played it since. And now when I have like time, I play my Marvel Hero, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but even that I know it's not gonna last. I mean, I bought 3 houses, Fire Emblem, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, when am I gonna have time to play this? I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'll keep it. I know I'll find time at one point, but the thing with Smash is a super awesome game if you have a bunch of friends that are constantly playing it. Because I'm not like a super competitive player myself. Like my favorite character is Palutena, so I mean I'm not gonna go and learn how to use Peach because Peach is top tier, and none of my friends really play that much either. So I never have time to play. Because I don't have time to play. I mean, so a lot of that, it all comes together. Ooh, but something I do have time for is watching things. The second I start my new issue to my comic, I have to do, like, it takes a lot of work doing it all on your own, and there's some work that's tedious, long, and boring, like filling in flat colors. So, when I fill in flat colors, oh boy do I get through tons of movies and TV shows, the likes of which so many people would have a hard time getting through normally. This in mind, I think I'm gonna start watching One Piece. It's been on my mind a little while now, and there's a lot of things I really like about One Piece, like, because I don't know anything about it. I just love the artwork. Like, it's weird and funky. And there's always, like, cool fan art that the creator of the series has made himself, which I think is really cool. So, I don't know, I just like it. And there's, like, things about the artists that, like, the artist that has actually, like, inspired me with my own comic. So, I gotta give the show a chance. Like, I gotta watch it, even though I heard that it's like one of the longest running animes of all time. But we'll see. Like, I'm pretty excited for it. It sounds cool. I don't know if any of you have watched a lot of One Piece. I mean, 800 and something episodes is a lot. I do. So how is it? Like, if you've gotten through a lot of it, like, is it worth, like, would you say for somebody starting off right now, like, I've got the time, let's put it that way. So while I'm drawing, I will definitely have the time to watch all of it. I don't need to skip anything. Is it worth it, you think? Because let's put it this way. Oh, you're up to date on it? Wow, that's hardcore. Because I think that, like, there's a lot of things about this show that I think is very awesome, but I don't know anything about the show. I do know that I don't normally like shonens. You know, like I didn't like Naruto. I don't like Dragon Ball. Like I like Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball when I was younger, and Dragon Ball Z as well. But as I got older, I kind of got sick of the constant like, well, this guy's stronger, and then you got stronger, and then you got stronger, and that's all they keep doing because that seems to be the thing like most shonens do. So I'm just kind of like, it's not normally something I watch, but I know, and I know this is like when people think shonens, what do you think of? Well, you think of this one. There are a lot of points that can be skipped. Yeah, I heard about that too. But is it worth it, or does it have like decent character development to it? Because I don't want to skip it if like, even if it's filler. Like a good example is that Sailor Moon had tons of filler in it, like the old Sailor Moon show. And oh man, was it good. Like I love that show. I remember watching this 4Kids era promo featuring Mike Pollock explaining the different types of powers in the show for newcomers. Hmm. But it looks cool. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things about it I think that look cool. So I might just give it a try, and I'll try watching a bunch of them. Because even Bleach, you know, like, stupid Bleach. I really tried with Bleach too. Like, it was one of those shonens where at the beginning it wasn't a shonen. And then as you kept watching it, it slowly just evolved into one. But what a great start off for that series. Like, the first season of Bleach was really, really awesome. And then as it went on, it was just like, ugh, the same stuff over and over again. Like, too much so. And you know, like I can understand, I can see the appeal to it. Like I know why a lot of people like that sort of thing. I mean, some of the most hardcore badass moments you'll ever get in like a TV show are always, they're always going to come from a shonen, because the build up, you know, like the show's all about that build up. So when it actually happens and then that guy finally shows up and he's able to fight against this other boss at the same level, then you're like, "Oh man, this is like 400 episodes to get to this." And so it's really epic. So I understand that. It's just that meh. It's like not really. I have a hard time going through 400 episodes for that. Let's put it that way. But it's just personal preference. Alright. People are knocking at my door. They should know better. I always live stream Tuesday nights. Actually, that's not true. I like most of the time live stream on Tuesday nights. But there's like that occasion, you know, where I'm like super tired or I've got tons of conventions. Like I gotta be honest, like something really great just happened with my wife today, and so she wanted to celebrate, so we went to go eat supper, and I was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to make it here for this live streaming session, but I was like, I have to make it to the live stream tonight, because the next 2 weeks are going to be so hard on me, because I have a big convention this weekend called Otakuthon in Montreal, where it's basically like all anime and stuff like that. It's awesome. I really love this convention. All right, let's make this a little longer. Anyway, so yeah, it's really an awesome convention. I really love it, and right after I'm going to Fan Expo in Toronto, which I've never been to. So it's a little stressful going to that convention, because that convention cost me everything. Like I am so in debt to be able to go to this convention. So I sure hope everything turns out good. Well, I guess we'll see. But it's like right after, right? So I have like Otakuthon Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then I have Monday, Tuesday off, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's all Fan Expo. Like the Monday is the drive back, and the Wednesday is the drive there. So that's why I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I'll be able to do my live streaming for all of that, or post my comic book pages either that week on Webtoons. I'm gonna try. So anyway, I know that I have a lot coming up. So because of this, I was like, there's no way I can miss tonight. That would suck. Like, I like to try not to miss this. I consider this my job. Like, for those of you following me on Patreon for $3 a month, that $3 is the reason I'm here today. I'm having a really hard time with this girl's arm right now. I feel like my sketch wasn't particularly the best sketch. I'm practicing with Medibang for art. The comic tools are nice too. I'm gonna erase this and I'm gonna redraw it. I don't like it. Thing is that I've been using Photoshop for like, I don't know how many years. Many years. I'm just gonna use this line tool. Save me a bit of time. There we go. There's like babies and stuff here now. Sorry, gang. In case you end up hearing babies crying or going on about stuff. It was all not planned. I say. Babies, I say. Babies. That'll make me more popular on YouTube. Just flood it with tons of babies doing baby stuff while I draw. While Eric draws, this baby plays the drums. That'd be really funny. There we go. Alrighty. Just gonna pop this open. This is something you always gotta remember to do. Like when you're drawing like armbands and things like that, you always have to have like the pieces come out. It's kind of like that for clothing in general. Like you gotta be mindful of your lines. You know what's funny? Like I'm here listening to like licensed stuff, which I know we're not normally allowed to. But I'm gonna turn it off now and just play the actual stuff I normally listen to. And the reason for this is that at least like this music that is, you know, like freemium music, if you will. At least it's got like I'm the one that went looking for all of it on like the giant ocean and plethora of bajillions of different freemium songs out there. And I really did my homework on finding it because I went to get like music that's like mostly upbeat funk. So, I mean, I'd love to play real funk music. I guess I could have done that. Because the video game music gets tiresome and long. Difficult to listen to, actually. Like, I think it's cool, but at the same time, like, I'm falling asleep here. And I'm sure you all are too. So, let's pump up the jam. Pump it up while we can. Come on. Alright, that looks good. Coffee. Oh boy. Oh, Zeno, if you only knew. I don't drink coffee. I had it once when I was a kid. You know, when you're a kid and you try coffee and you're like, gross, parents, why would you ever drink this? It's gross. And you know what? I don't know where people go wrong or how the wrong. That's not fair. How people change in life. Let's put it that way. But I still think coffee's gross. Like I tried it when I was a kid. I didn't like it. Never tried it ever again. I was like, no, I know what it tastes like. It tastes gross. I don't want any of this. And then you have people that are like, yeah, but it's an acquired taste. Just keep drinking it and you'll like it. And I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not gonna do that, especially not for like a substance that you know is not particularly good for your health. Of course, now they say that there are things in coffee that are good for your health, but that's like how back in the day when, like in the 90s when I was a kid, they were like one glass of wine is good for you. And now that like that whole food chart is basically run by corporations, it's like, you know what? Have 5 beers. That's good for you too. You just as long as there's alcohol in your system, it thins out the blood. That's good for you. Which is like the half truth. Anyway, that's kind of how I see it with coffee. But yeah, no, like that. It's like smoking too. Like I remember when I was a kid, I tried smoking a cigarette, and I was like, oh man, this is terrible. And they're like, yeah, but it's cool. And I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna have to find a better reason to get me to smoke other than it's cool. Like I remember the first thing I said after smoking it too. I was like, and it, what does this do for you? Like, does it get you stoned or anything? They're like, nah. It just feels good. And I was like, oh man, I'm never smoking a cigarette again. And I never did. But when I was younger, I used to do all sorts of crazy stuff. I used to take all sorts of drugs and party it up all the time and stuff like that. I mean, when most people are kids, they like to have fun, experiment, and do things like that. And I was totally one of those kids. I'm gonna make this her skin. So she's just wearing like this little top. I don't like that. Let's make this a belt. There we go. Save. Always good to save. There we go. More water. It looks like she's like these little diamond motifs. I can do better than that. Alright, let's draw out her sword before I go too far in on the rest of this. Just so I know where not to draw. Okay, so this, bring it all the way in here like that. Give it a lovely curve. I'm gonna bring this up a little more to give it a bit more of a curve. go. Huh, that was unexpected. Sorry. Alright, I feel like this should go in a little more. There we go. That should be perfect. It is. Shwing! Let me just make this line a little bit wider. 25 seems about right. Yeah. Yep. Let's lower my brush down to 15 again and get in on this little Chrono Trigger samurai sword. Well, technically it's not a samurai sword because there are no samurai. Well, I mean, there's no Japan in Chrono Trigger. I don't think there was. I remember the ruby knife. That sweet, sweet ruby knife. Chrono Trigger was so much fun. I'm really surprised, like with all the millions of new games that they're making every, like all these remakes that they're coming out with, that they have yet to do a Chrono Trigger. Like, Chrono Trigger is heralded as the best RPG of all time. I remember some people would have arguments about it being Secret of Mana. Like, don't get me wrong, Secret of Mana is, well, it was my favorite RPG of all time. But the thing about Secret of Mana is that the story to Secret of Mana isn't even half as good as Chrono Trigger. Not even half. Especially the ending. Oh man, the ending to Secret of Mana, what a disappointment. Like, even as a kid, I remember being disappointed in that, putting in all that work to have that ending. But the gameplay in Secret of Mana was good. Totally where it was at. I love the gameplay to that game. There we go. Hold on a moment. It seems like my wife absolutely needs to tell me something. What's up? Okay, I love you a whole bunch. Prends soin de toi, mon amour. I speak French. Well, I am Canadian. And by law, all Canadians should speak both. No, it's not a law, but it damn well should be. I think it's funny that Canadians will be like, yeah, we're a bilingual country. And then you're like, alright, well, how much French do you know? Fuck you, I don't want to learn French. And that's how it goes. But like, my wife is French, but I had like francophone French. She's a lot more French than I am. I just speak it with a harsh English accent. She's actually French, but I didn't learn French for her. I had learned it beforehand when I was younger. All right, samurai sword. Didn't I just say it's not a samurai sword? Let's do something like this. Alright, now to draw in the rest of her sexy body. Alright, so this, accompanied by this. No, I definitely don't like where this is going. Alright, let me... Was that you, Miri? Sorry, my cat's like meowing over and over again at the window, just making weird noises. Ones that get me nervous. You know, if like you have an animal that's making noises and you're like, oh my gosh, is that animal gonna be okay? Well, she sounds like that. And I know she's gonna be okay. She makes weird noises like on purpose to get attention. The day you make those weird noises and it's not on purpose to get attention, you're gonna freak me out so much. You're already freaking me out, you little freaky kitty. I'm pulling her tail. She's so cute. It's too bad I couldn't have like a camera that follows her around while I'm drawing. Then a bunch of you could watch her rolling around doing dumb stuff. Well, dumb. It's actually all super adorable stuff. Alright, let's leave that like that. Let's zoom in a bit actually. I think this line right here is too thick for me. So I'm going to make it a little thinner. There we go. That's much better. Alright, now get them sexy legs. Actually, let's just finish her dress first. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's just draw the lines. Smaller brush. I remember the last time I drew a plaid skirt, must have been like maybe 10 years ago. Like doing like an actual nice one, like in color and everything, and I was like learning how to do it on Photoshop. It was like one of the first things I learned how to do on Photoshop actually. When I drew a character, it's like she needed to have a plaid skirt, and I was like, she needs to have that skirt. And so I just learned the difference of in opacities and stuff like that. Oh man, it was so long ago. Just gotta make sure my cat's not sleeping on my wheels. There we go. Sometimes she does that. She'll sleep on my wheels to my chair, and then I have to be really careful I don't back up on her. Bigger brush. 20? 20 looks good. Just erase some of these lines. Let's make these lines a little thicker. Alright, leg time. Every day is leg day. No, I'll do that later. You know what, like back in the day when I first started doing all these live streams, I used to get tons of drawings done. And now because I seem to put so much effort into making a lot of my lines look a lot cleaner, everything's less sketchy, but I get so much less done. Like I used to be able to do like two in a stream, and now I can't even get away with doing that anymore. What happened to me? Do you guys think that I should go back and just start sketching things out so that they're all sketchier, and that I shouldn't make the liner as clean so I could do more sketches? This is something I've been thinking a lot about lately. Because if everyone tells me that they're like, yeah, we want more sketches, we don't really care about it looking cleaner, then I'll do more sketchy. Like I'll draw my drawings so that they're more sketchy so I can get more done. Alright. So it seems like it's been quiet for a little while. Are y'all still here watching? No, I don't like that. Yes, right on. No, we are sleeping. Wow, it's one of those days. I wouldn't mind taking a quick little nap myself, but after this I gotta go back to work on my comic book. I'm excited because I'm writing my next one, which will be Act 2, Scene 1, and I'm calling it, oh, I guess this is the first time I mention that, what I'm calling it. I don't know if I should tell you or if I should just save it. I don't think it matters. It's called Hide and Seek. No, I'm not going to do that with her hair. Although I really wanted her hair to be black. Alright, let's do something here. Nice work. Thanks, Zeno. Starting to come to the end here. Just a few things. I'd be done by now, but I really want to make her hair black, so I'm going to spend the extra 5 minutes doing it. That's not how they do it in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball likes to work in chunks. Well, Akira Toriyama. I should say. There we go. Alright, I think we're done here. Ah, man. Hold on, I'm gonna just add this in black too. Looks good. Thanks, Robert. There we go. Alright, now we've got our Khalifa, Persona 5 Makoto, and Chrono. Macrono Lifa. Oh, Macrono Lifa. There's one thing I'm gonna change on this real quick. In the process of drawing her face with her eyes, I think her eyes are too like far apart. Let me bring this up a little bit. Just make it a little softer. like this. I'm going to actually erase some of the eyebrow. There we go. That's much nicer. So, Macronolifa saved. Alright, y'all. You know what time it is. Time for me to give you that long, dusty old trail goodbye. Where I like to read off the sheet that I wrote to make it nice and personalized, with me saying it every time, where I kind of change things every now and then because I forget, and I don't always read it properly. Thus ends my live streaming session for today, yet the real challenge begins, listening to my 2-minute long advertisement on me, myself, and I. All links mentioned will be in the description below this video. At a young age, I realized that sleep was for suckers and I could get way more done by avoiding it altogether. Now that I'm older, all I want to do is sleep. Oh man, I work like crazy. And with your epic support of $3 a month, you not only get access to high quality files of all the sketches and pinups I've done each month, but you also give me a few more minutes of rest each week. Like, it's just, I can't possibly thank you enough. So how about praise from a local celebrity? Hello there. I'm an ice cream cone, but I'm the kind that likes to get squished, right? So if you like things like I like getting squished, like Eric's drawings, why not support him? He'd sure appreciate it if you did. You could support him on his Patreon for $3 a month. Well, I got to go now. Have a nice day. Oh, squishy ice cream. I bet people were like, squish it, Eric. Just squish it. And I didn't. Some people are into old retro things. Oh, you know exactly who you are, you dirty sons of... I also like old retro things, like magic cards and Transformers and some certain anime statues. Oh, and anime shows in general. And shows in general. I'm watching Fresh Prince right now, and it's so good. Like, I watched it when I was a kid, and just rewatching it's just great. Anyway, if you want access to a bunch of my older artworks, you can find that all on my Gumroad page. Now hold up a second, because this next part is life or death important. My comic book is named Blythe. I write it, draw it, publish it, and I basically everything in it. I want to give it life like Frankenstein did his monster, but where my comic is my cute, sweet, precious little monster, all of its viewers are the beautiful electricity coursing through its veins. Please help give my comic the life it deserves by subscribing to it and rating it a 10 on 10 on my Webtoons page. The more people that follow, subscribe, and help me on Patreon, the more of these sweet trade paperbacks of my comic I'll be able to make. And I can maybe one day make it a living, where then I'll do live streaming way more than once a week, and I'll work on my comic a lot harder, which would be great, because I won't have to work part-time jobs to pay for them. Now I'm going to let you in on a secret. I have a blurry photograph of my kids from the future, and don't ask me how I got it, and I refuse to show it to anybody ever. And with each person that subscribes and likes my YouTube videos, the photo becomes more and more clear. So help out not only me, but little Leo, Raph, Casey, and April at having an existence by hitting that subscribe and that like button. You know who else is super important to the rise of my future empire? Did I say empire? I meant fun, friendly, magical friend funds of the future. Well, it's you. Do you like sketching or drawing? What about making awesome costumes or cosplays? Well, you do some fan-related stuff to my comic Blythe, and I'll assure you a seat in my future galactic foothold, as well as advertising your fan stuff on all my social medias. Did I say galactic foothold? I meant Adventure Friends Infinity Team. Well, I have to go now, but don't forget that you deserve to have an awesome rest of your day. And so I'll be seeing you. There we go. Yes. Take care, y'all.